Early news today, Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele strengthens security, fisheries and digital services in Noro, Western Province. Honiara water shortages continue. Advocacy, a key for disaster awareness amidst the long cyclone season. And coming up in sport, Solomon Islands men's senior football team departs for the Melanesian Spearhead Group Prime Minister's Cup in Papua New Guinea. Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa Ossie. Fellow Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele today officially opened and handed over the new Noro police station in Western Province, a major investment to strengthen national security and law enforcement. The station was constructed by local contractors with support from the Australia Solomon Islands Policing Partnership Program and the Australian Federal Police. Prime Minister Manele commended the professionalism of the Australian team and local builders for delivering the facility to modern standards. He said strong partnerships such as RAP complement Solomon Islands government leadership in modernising the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force.
My government is determined that by 2026, implementation of both our development and recurrent programs will reach a meaningful execution rate, delivering tangible impact at provincial and community levels. Infrastructure like this is part of that transformation. But we must remember that security is a shared responsibility. The government, the RSIPF, development partners, provincial governments and our communities must all work together to maintain peace, uphold the law, and protect our future.
The new police station is expected to improve public safety and community confidence, providing a stronger presence for law enforcement that directly supports families, businesses, and local residents. Still on the Prime Minister's visit in Noro, Western Province, Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele officially handed over the new Noro Fisheries Complex and the Noro Data Centre. The facilities strengthen fisheries management and digital resilience. The fisheries complex will serve as a monitoring hub to combat illegal fishing, while the data centre will support government's data backup and cybersecurity. Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele said the initiative aligns with National Fisheries' vision of building a sustainable sector that supports the socio-economic needs of all Solomon Islanders.
The town of Noro is the tuna capital of Solomon Islands, a thriving hub fisheries industry. Locating the MCS office here is therefore both strategic and symbolic. It brings regulatory oversight and enforcement capability right at the heart or to the heart of the tuna industry. It enables our fisheries officers to monitor fishing activities more effectively, ensure compliance with national and international laws, and strengthen our collective fight against illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing.
Funded with support from the World Bank and the Australian government, the projects mark key steps in improving service delivery and promoting sustainable national development. Water shortage within Honiara continue to disappoint and frustrate residents. The water shortage continues to persist and will continue to do so until next year. Without a functioning treatment plant at the Kongolai, heavy rainfall will result in turbidity and the closure of the water source. Many residents will continue to face days of no water until April next year. This is until the High Court will hear the contract dispute between REEN PCS and Solomon Water.
This experience that we continue for facing, it will continue on so long as Iminogare water treatment plant. And that project here now, we board Barava push for him, and so government him it's a flagship project. We could have that completed law 29th of June 2023, well before the Pacific Game. It was for a purpose. Unfortunately, we could not. Now that is before litigation now, Mifala cannot starting from that project, yeah. So long as it is in the court. That's why we are exploring. Why don't IMI sit down again to other parties here and look into this rather than let them normal there. So from 2023, now it's already 2025, it will go on to 2026.
An outstanding dispute from August 2022, just 3 months into the project. Kongolai was already running dangerously behind schedule. Solomon Water issued a stop work order on the project in May 2023. Since then, this issue has gone to court pending outcomes. In the meantime, Solomon Water still remains without a treatment plant, and more than 40% of the total population of Honiara remain facing water shortage.
That one, C1 na sabi. But otherwise, we are really needing water. Yeah? In order for water hem kasim niya, C1 naman sa din. Because water naman, wakalo that falapati, water. Water hem very important to masosa ni tali. So, mi fala appeal naman lo siwa. What na next stage blame for bringing water come lo mi fala nara side, west side.
Kasi 2 days wata ofi ko ya. Sang pala family lo mi fa on ko. Tapi kimo school na. Terus no ini wata ko swim and also. Especially wata no garam tang wata problem na. So wata use lo go ba mineral water na buki and drink. So siwa fit garam ini. Konsen lo 2 days wata ofi ato ko helping kami na wata. Mi fa also example well. Mi fa lo buburu ya wata empty ya. Mifa affect tu kaya mifa nugare petang, kaya mifa lin lo siwa. So, wata fi solve yung come to problem at least if wata off one day, next day kim come back wata.
Rain tu sa kosim wata off ya kan rain kam lo bus then lo main wata main source blame lo kogulay ba yung sa kosim deti em not sa off wata tu ya.
Kan lo si wata yang katusnya belum mipalawa siwa ya. Yang barapi problem susah saya no water for drink. Even no saya no water off, mami pala no refilling anything manu mana. So full day last yesterday last night time ka wait water ko kasim today ya. Mi ba around.
Sumi everyone paying bill, yeah. So every day you should receive water because every fortnight or end of months, but you have to pay bill now. So you should Talemot siwa, darote mas wakem gutna wata blay mi receive water every day na.
So mas lebih fast team ya, because tam wata off imi no gutna imi fighting at time so ta osimitan siwa mas lebih onim kam for imi tema imi 3 days too much na.
I think siwa I think should provide yung good ya. So slow water mo for community or yeah. Without yung water, they no survive. Yung water no, when sa kaya, imi drink, anything but imi gulo, where anything imi using water na.
If I stay on top na lo, bokona on top, bokona go for taba. So mi va no receive any water full day ana, 2 days ya, on Friday and Saturday.
Provincial fisheries officers from across Solomon Islands and Honiara have converged in the capital for their annual conference at Sinu's Kukum campus, the Faculty of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. A week-long event funded by New Zealand's Make 'em Strong Solomon Islands Fisheries project challenges officers to transform plans into actions for a prosperous fisheries, healthy ocean and empowered provincial communities managing resources and sustainability. Discussions focus on bridging policy and practice to ensure long-term fisheries development.
Annual Provincial Fisheries Officers Conference 2025. And the background of this conference, why we have it every year, is that like the Ministry of Fisheries, Nifal Garem offices, every provinces. So within 9 provinces, Nifal Garem office within the provincial government office. Okata there for two purposes. One, Okata supporting now provincial government for delivering Okata priority activities below Okata provinces, provincial government, below fisheries sector. And not only that one, but officers below follow down the provinces, Okata there for deliver now, providing support to Okata offices here, or mother ministry, different divisions. So for rolling out Okata activities below Ministry of Fisheries, the provinces, of officers here, down the provinces.
The conference aims to strengthen local leadership in sustainable marine resource management in the 9 provinces.
And then this program run by division where Niugini, provincial different divisions, but Niugini provincial fisheries division within the Ministry of Fisheries where look after now officers follow every province. So this is part of our annual operation plan for this year and for rolling out this year.
Going into cell broadcasting is one key focus area that the National Disaster Management Office is exploring with the support of the government to ensure that weather and disaster alerts can be delivered not only to the people in Honiara, but also to the other parts of the country. Now, the initiative aims to use online and digital platforms as key channels for disseminating information and alerts. The current early warning systems and alerts are mainly disseminated through traditional media. Jonathan Tafiariki, Director for the National Disaster Management Office, said soon they will explore the cell broadcasting.
For country Blumi, I think our priorities is for ensure early warning systems Blumi have maswaka. Current early warning systems Blumi traditionally museum now the local medias Blumi. Using what SIBC where hem na the one pala lot of traditional partners for delivering out now the early warning systems Blumi. We will also work for ensure that social platforms and continually to be utilized for getting out of early warning messages, and also at the moment we will try as much as possible for ensure that soon you may get the cell broadcasting system where by another add-on golo early warning system blame where messages have delivered directly golo people blame me through lot of cell phones as you look him almost 50% low country blame me start for access him na mobile networks and also stakat take mo news portal or social media platform. So you may try for diversify na the early warning systems blame me so him remain a priority blow government for ensure that you may reach him na the last man with them set up blame me and early warning systems.
Whilst the process of going into this cell broadcasting is ongoing, traditional approaches with line departments are also emphasized on early warning alerts.
You may get a met service play me and continue for rolling out flag early warning system was specifically targeting na for what small boats play me and also what people blame me where outside travel sea. For ensure that we are fully aware of what na status lo weather before ta travel out lo ta communities play me. So lo Christmas seasons a lot of travel happen. So you may like for make sure that people blame me fully aware lo what na status before ta travel.
The Solomon Islands Ministry of Mines, Energy and Rural Electrification has signed a significant memorandum of understanding with China's Geological Survey. The MOU was signed last month in Tianjin, China, by Solomon Islands Ambassador to China, His Excellency Bharat Salato, on behalf of the Solomon Islands government and Vice President of China's Geological Survey. The signing ceremony took place on the sidelines of the China Mining Conference, which was held last month. A memorandum of understanding aims to provide a framework for exchanging scientific and technical knowledge and improving geoscientific research capabilities between the two countries. The agreement will strengthen the capacities and capabilities of the Geological Survey Division and Geochem Laboratory and facilitate cooperation in areas such as joint research, projects, training and capacity building. According to the Tropical Cyclone Outlook issued by the Solomon Islands Meteorological Service for the Solomon Islands region, about 2 to 3 tropical cyclones are expected during the upcoming cyclone season, which is from the 1st of November to the 30th of April 2026. This period is also referred to as the wet season for Solomon Islands region and its exclusive economic zone. Director of the National Disaster Management Office, Jonathan Tafiariki, said that this is advisable for people to take extra precautionary measures, remain alert and be prepared.
The biggest thing and remain priority below government na advocacy and awareness. Yeah? So every November until April, we have work to ensure that the rollout law advocacy and awareness law side law disasters beefed up so that you must have a continue for reaching what people blame me and help them for fully or having some understanding around what now the different types of hazards, what na some safety actions that should always think about time what perform daily activities lokata.
Jonathan mentioned that while looking back to various disaster events, it shows that advocacy is key for people to understand not only cyclones but also other natural disaster hazards.
And then 2007 from tsunami blame law, Western Province, that there is a need for him strengthening na reach out kolota communities for mostly aware mo kata hazards impact where country blame me and continue for stay with them. You may stay low cyclone area, you may also stay too low where area where earthquake with them volcanoes and possibly tsunami have generated low. So one plus something currently you may learn about from what a disaster that you may need to more promote him na awareness law communities so that continue for some safety actions that are required for to take him during any disasters or during any threatened situation in the country.
And moving on now to regional news, Pacific nations head to the world's biggest climate talks, making the familiar plea to keep global warming under 1.5 degrees Celsius to stay alive. As scientists say, the world will now certainly surpass the limit, at least temporarily. At the opening of the COP30 Climate Summit in Belém, Brazil, United Nations Secretary General made the same call that Pacific nations have for years. The World Meteorological Organization confirmed in its State of the Climate update that greenhouse gas emissions, which are heating the planet, has risen to a record high, with 2025 being on the track to be the second or third warmest year on record. Tonga's elections chief says that after this year's general elections, a review of the electoral process may be needed to address declining voter turnout. The country will head to the polls on Thursday, 20th of November, to elect its next parliament. It said the increase in the electoral roll was expected, but decreasing voter turnout needed to be addressed. In 2010, the first election following the country's constitutional reforms, voter participation peaked at 91%. At the last election in 2021, voter participation was just only 62%. Welcome back. Now in sports, the Solomon Islands national senior men's football team departs for Papua New Guinea today, Monday, for the 2025 MSG Prime Minister's Cup. Solomon Islands men's national team takes on New Caledonia on Friday this week. All fixtures for the MSG Prime Minister's Cup will be taking place at the Sir John Guy Stadium in Port Moresby. The Solomon Islands Football Federation Super Beach Soccer Challenge has now entered its first quarterfinals today following the completion of rankings for 11 teams across 3 groups. In the opening match of the day, Eastern Kings faced Honiara City and took an early lead, scoring 2 quick goals in the first quarter. Honiara City fought back in the second and third quarter, creating several goal opportunities, but Eastern Kings extended their lead and maintained control to win the hard-fought match at 5-3.
Yes, we must come to the quarterfinal. But no easy. Although we will face finish Honiara City full game from Fala. We must have a experienced boys. We also organized, got a good coach. And so coming to this first quarterfinal, we must have no easy. So we encouraging boys for him to go. If I got 100% low Saturday game, today we go 110%. So him no easy. But our boys fight through and for make them through for semi-final. We first have him no enough for rest one day. Since surface we play them Sun Beach one day him no easy, but we will try go nice for garam icing and just rest no ma. For taking the boys enough water, keep hydrated no ma, and we go for semi-final Wednesday.
Thank you both boys for hard work today. You are para play for one in Mihala. Thinking no matter lose, but Mihala management happy. Mihala out na lo competition. Me tell them lo boys no for just training for league next year, February. Mihala by must come back na for at least our boys go back and train. Time league ready for start. Mihala sabi using feel or means I can feel na by using.
Eastern Kings will now advance to the semi-finals this coming weekend on Saturday. And that concludes our Tavuli News Bulletin for today. I'm Lisa Ossie Fellow. Thanks for joining us.